Weeks after the state Supreme Court ruled that the state can remove district officials if their schools fail to meet certain standards. We're going to talk about those standards and all of this now. Joining us now is the president of the Texas State Teachers Association, Ovidia Molina. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Good morning, Don.
So you just heard from the officials there. Specifically, you heard from the governor calling this a failure on the part of the school district. How do you respond to that?
I sent it back to the governor and say he failed all of our schools by underfunding them. He is part of the problem and should step aside so that the school district can continue to get better.
In an op-ed, though, in the Houston Chronicle, the Democratic state representative that authored the amendment to the bill allowing the state to take over HISD writes that he has no regrets. When a student fails once, there are consequences. When the district fails at least 5 consecutive times, there should be consequences. HISD failed. You say what?
We say that 94% of the schools in HISD are performing A, B, or C. And so this is something where you are punishing the whole for a small number. And HISD has made strides. We went from a 50 schools with D or F ratings to only 10. The superintendent currently has a 5-year plan that he's not yet at a 2-year into. And so if we're going in the direction where we want to be going in HISD, why stop the momentum now?
You believe that there is momentum, there was momentum being had, and you said that a small number are punishing the whole. Explain that, because the scores are not good.
Well, in Texas, we're graded by the STAR test. Our schools are graded by the STAR test and the performance. Mm-hmm. And we know that our students are not standardized. So a standardized test should not tell you everything about what the students or the schools are doing. It should be one thing that is taken into account. Currently in Texas, if a child fails the STAR test, then everything that they've done for the whole year gets wiped out. And that's not fair.
Yeah. Well, listen, you're talking about the STAR scores, which are standardized scores on HISD's website, and we had that up for 2021. The most recent test scores, HISD scored at least 10 points or more lower than the state average.
Yeah, and as I said before, these are schools that have been underfunded by our state for many, many years. Instead of wrapping around services with our schools that are struggling, instead of pouring into our students a little bit more and listening to educators to see what will actually help with our students, the state wants to just tell us what to do without really looking at what the student needs, which is what we do.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you think this is political, because many officials are calling this move political. Houston is a Democratic majority city. The state leadership, including Abbott, are Republican. Houston clashed with Abbott and others during the pandemic over masks and the school reopening plans there. Do you think this is a political move?
There's definitely something going on, because we are taking the rights of elected board members away. We're doing away with an elected school board and making an appointment. And these people that are going to be coming into the board of managers don't even have to have an education background. So if we're working with trying to help an education system, why wouldn't we listen to educators, and why wouldn't we want community input? Our schools need to be poured into and not attacked. And so our governor is taking the wrong approach as usual. There is no plan that we know of. Our parents, our students are in spring break right now, so they have no idea what's going on, let alone our educators.